Alright. World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade, but I'm 5 dabs deep. And I'm already getting attacked. We gotta get the info for this. I feel like we've been trying to do this quest for like 2 days. That's how much shit you get into over here. Oh, we're dead. What? This is what I'm talking about. Look at this shit. Wow. The heals is just ridiculous. Just max heal every time. Bro, I need a dab after just the opening. Just the opening of this stream. Whatever. Maybe that's the method.
I can't pass that yet. It's too far away. That's still recharging.
Oh my god, this heal. Oh, yes, we got it. Yes, we got it. Yo, what up, Zigzag? How's it going, brother? What you on today? What you up to? Completely out of mana. Gonna have to juggle this guy for a little bit.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I need to get closer.
Somebody healed me. Shut up, base wizard. Yes, I based the Contrarian off of the base Contrarian. You guys want to see my fell steed? Check this out. We just got this. Level 30. Take a dab. Shout out to the boys. You're doing well. Hell yeah, brother. Me too, man. Dude, there's a lot of wildfire smoke outside. Air quality's to shit. It makes you realize life is susceptible to change at any moment. Right? I was thinking about that a lot. The Five Horsemen of the Black Pill by Rehab Room. Blink City. Tyga just came out with a remix. Blink City. Remember Rack City? Blink City. He's taking blinkers now. He upped his style.
I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Dude, this heal. Look at the heals on this guy. Jesus. It's like impossible to take him out. No, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bro, oh my god, we canceled it. We canceled it. Where's the guy? Oh my god. There's like 7 people who just aggroed. Oh my god, another one. Look at this, look at this, look at this bullshit! Okay, run. Just get the fuck out of here. Look at this. Why do they heal? Oh. It's just brutal, bro. Full heal. But yeah, makes you think this year, with all this shit going on, wildfire smoke, it makes you realize anything can happen. If the weather system can change on a dime, what does that make you realize? Well, everything can change. Everything is susceptible. Everything can and will change. Right? People don't like this. They want to cope about it. They want to, you know, it's all relative. Some people can successfully cope about their life never changing. Because maybe their life never does change. Maybe you get lucky and you live your whole life on Earth and you just live the same life. You know? But most people won't be that lucky. Also, some people would not consider an existence like that to be good. They want some variability, some change in it from time to time, but it's not the point I'm making here. The point we're making here is that people don't like change in the short term to the midterm. The long term, they might be okay with it. Even negative change, they might just accept it, but short term change to midterm change, people don't like it. So what we're looking at here with this wildfire smoke, as well as anything else that's similar to this is a short-term change to a midterm change. You have no ability to stop the wildfires from smoking. Imagine your whole life you never smoked. Now you smoke, baby. Right? You're like, I'm sober. I'm sober. Now you smoke, dude. You just smoked for the first time. Because it's the truth, right? It's literally wildfire pollutants that
Much appreciated.
you can't get out your bloodstream if you wanted. It just comes into your pulmonary tract, and you know, there you go. Now it's in your entire cardiovascular everything. All right, because that's the power of the lungs. It goes in everywhere. So you're smoking trees in Canada when you walk outside. If you live in anywhere, you honestly almost like 20 different states in the United States are having the wildfire smoke right now. So it's a good point, right? We don't expect for that as humans. We expect maybe in the course of, you know, 30 years we'll see some changes. Yeah, but now if you live anywhere in the middle of the country, even to New York, you're seeing wildfire smoke everywhere. You can't even go outside. The whole summer is just wildfire smoke now. It's like part of the seasons. You see what I'm saying? Like, if this doesn't make you have a realization about life, I don't know what would. Like, you can't control the seasons, then you can't control anything, man. Everything's up for change. So, you know, it's like you could, you know, a lot of people don't like this, but it's like when you insert the disc of life, right? Like, imagine life's like a video game. When you insert the disc in, well, guess what? You have to accept that you can die at any moment, in any way. Anything could go wrong. In fact, a great analogy is literally video games. Imagine you put the disc in your video game console, and the game just takes a shit before you can even load it up. This is a great example of how life works. Sometimes life's not fair for people. Some people die in the womb. Some people die right after they're born. Maybe your game loads up and then it crashes right in the intro screen. See? So the point is, when you put the disc in, you take on all of this. You accept this. You knew it when you put the disc in. Now the game can crash. The game can fail. The game can do this. Because that's what you take. You take that on when you put the disc in. So remember that. A lot of people don't like to think about this. They don't want to accept that, well, life is inherently risky and you have to consider death. They don't want to think about it, but you should. You have to. Because if anything, that's what the wildfire smoke should make you realize, is you should think about death. You should think about how the world is ultimately outside your control. For years you've grown into a static, lazy mindset where you think things are always going to remain the same. So you got comfortable. In reality, things will never be the same. And here's your little wake-up call. If the panda wasn't a wake-up call enough, right? Even if you look at the panda and you think it wasn't even like legit, that should still be a wake-up call. The fact that something like that could happen, even if it's not legit, it doesn't matter if it's legit. See what I mean? Like, all this stuff and more should make people realize this shit. Right? Because the wildfire smoke, it's symbolic, bro. It's emblematic of a larger thing going on in our world. Right? It is. It's not as simple as, well, it's just, you know, it's like, nah, man. Like, even if you look at the climate change thing and you're like, well, it's because of climate change. It's like, well, but how many people even give a fuck about climate change to begin with? Nobody. You know, because we can't, the point I'm making with climate change is we can't figure it out. Like, we just get in arguments about it. Half the people will say it's not real. The other half will say it's real. But then people won't even take the steps to actually do anything about it. It kind of shows you how there's nothing we can do. Like, you live in a world where we might know the issue, but good luck, you know, putting that solution into or you know, we might know the solution, but good luck putting that solution into effect. We're not going to. You know, it's just not the world we find ourselves in. Like, I was driving out in the wildfire smoke. I saw this guy. He was getting ready to mow the lawn. Like, it was like a professional lawn crew, you know. Like, 2 dudes, you know. One of the dudes was a unk. The other guy was like a, you know, like the nephew. And he was, you could tell he was getting ready to teach them. He's like, all right, this is how you do it. And they were both on a riding lawnmower where you could fit 2 people on it. And I was like, damn, they don't even got masks on. They're going to be coughing their ass off. Imagine like going through the wildfire smoke on a riding lawnmower like the industrial one where your face is like this. And you just control it with like a joystick. That shit had me dying, bro. You know, but that's just how it is, man. Like in America, we just don't really think any of this stuff matters. Until it's too late, and then people will care.
That's still recharging.
I think now we're actually farming pretty good. Just had to lock in right there.
I can't pass that yet. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
The reason why so many people do nothing about real world problems is because nihilism is a contagious idea. We have way too many nihilists making decisions for the broader society. Well, let's unpack that. What if we go back in time? If we go back in time, was that the same answer? Was there always nihilists for every era of humanity? Right, I'm just wondering, I'm just asking, because I don't know if that's necessarily the reason why. It might be bigger than that. Right, because nihilism implies a lack of purpose. But how much purpose are we talking? Are we talking you gotta have the ultimate purpose? You gotta wake up every day on some fucking go-getter, entrepreneur shit. Right? Some shit you saw like on fucking TikTok or something. Right? Some like super edit of some dude in a suit. You gotta live like that. Or you know, you're really a nihilist. Right? Like what I'm saying is, how are we gonna define being a nihilist? Because if we're saying that, well, because you don't live with every second of your life being dedicated to purposeful pursuits, therefore you're a nihilist, at least at some level. Like you might wake up in the morning and do some shit at the beginning of your day. You might go to work, but at a point you divulge into nihilism, right? You get home and then you just play Mario Kart. You watch YouTube videos. You're a nihilist. At least when you get home.
It's too far away.
So my point would be, that would be a far better argument, because that would imply that, like, I would incorporate your answer, but not in like a black and white way. More like in a real way where it's like, people, like, it's the normie problem. The normies, like, you have to understand, it's way bigger than nihilism, if you ask me. That's why I tried to give your argument credit, but to be honest with you, we're going to have to talk about it in a larger dimension. So it just shows you how that's only partially the answer. You know, I'll give you credit. That is the answer, but not all the way. The truth is, if we look at normies, and what normies represent. What we can figure out something pretty simple here. Got a soul stone, should be good. We can figure out something pretty simple. Like, most people just want to live a comfortable life. That's it. Right? It's not that complex. And this isn't necessarily nihilism. It's a desire of everybody, obviously, right? But specifically with normies just wish to live a comfortable existence. That would be like the predominant stereotype of normies, as well as the criticism of them. Now, when a large subset of your population just wants to have a comfortable existence, it's not really a mystery why people don't make meaningful changes in our society. It actually makes perfect logical sense. Right? Because most people got to get up to go to work in the morning. So that's a great example, like why people don't go to protests, or, you know, like, hey man, people should all show up for this protest because this is the right thing to do. Yeah, but people don't have time. Right? And then because people don't have time, what ends up happening is they worry about what matters, which is not nihilism. It might be their family. What matters more is spending time with their family rather than showing up to some protest. But you get the point. Like, it's not nihilism. It's if in a way the normies are kind of based in this way, because people have to, you know, they have to hail back to something, and at least normies usually they just want to be comfortable, but usually there's a reason for it. They want to just have a stable job. They want to go be with their kids or their family. So this is why meaningful change can't be enacted upon. Normies are too busy, either, you know, relaxing, sleeping, or spending time with their family, or working. And since that's the average person's just too overwhelmed with shit to even do anything. Not that showing up to protests or any of this shit's gonna make any changes anyways. But if we're gonna pretend that it would, God. Even if we're gonna pretend that showing up to these protests would somehow change shit, not everybody got time for it. Yeah, that's what I mean. There was no caveman nihilists. It's a good point, Base Wizard. Exactly, but there was normies even in the caveman time. They just wanted to eat their food and sit there. You feel me?
Out of range. That ability isn't ready yet. I need to get closer.
Hold on, guys, give me 1 second. Oh my god. Hold on, give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. So, by nihilism, I'm referring to the idea that nothing matters. Society has always had nihilists, but the difference is now that social media has made it a lot easier to spread doomerism to normies. That sounds like you're just, like you just read a bunch of stuff on the internet. Because that's not what it is, man. Like, I explained it. I gave you too much credit, my argument, because the truth is, nihilism really has nothing to do with it. It's more so a function of society naturally. It does not matter if the internet exists. Like Based Wizard said, cavemen did the same thing. There's always been this issue. It will never stop being an issue. It's like a society-ism, if you were to think of it this way. It's like similar to how money is the root of all evil. Like, there's always going to be something that's based upon money in any society that you create. Try to, right now, imagine a society that doesn't have money. You'll be hard-pressed to invent something, because all you'll do is just invent something that is basically money, but you'll just call it something else. So then you'll run into the same issues, even if it was aliens, that people would eventually just end up worshiping whatever had all the value behind it, right? Whatever could give you like a big-ass mansion. So the same thing's going to happen with this normie paradox, where like, well, we have an issue in society, we'd like to fix it, and it's like, well, why can't we fix it? Well, I just explained why we can't fix it. It's like the root. It's like how money's the root of all evil. It's just we have to accept the laws of society. Like, one of the laws is they want to relax. They want to have an easy life. And so it's been this way from the beginning. So the truth is, it's hard to enact change, because at the end of the day, people just want to relax, take the easy road. Also, you have to realize people don't all possess like the same high IQ warrior spirit that somebody who wants to enact change would have, right? Or they might have. Right? So imagine there's somebody who comes along, it's like Gandhi, and he's like, I will fast for 100 days and 100 nights. We will enact change. Not everybody's going to have that same level of vigor. Right? We have to account for that. Not everybody's fucking Jesus, dude. So, between the fact that not everybody's Jesus, and that most people just want a relaxing life that's easy and free from burdens, and beefs. People don't want beefs. If you want to make change, you have to have lingering beefs. I'll give you an example. Think about Mexico. This is a great example. Now, imagine Mexico. And you know how Mexico has a lot of issues, right? Because of the cartel and all these other various things. Well, ask yourself a question. Is it easier to leave Mexico or to fight against the cartel? Well, obviously, it's just easier to leave and just move to whatever, maybe America or some other country, right? That doesn't make you a nihilist. Think about it. It makes you a realist. You don't want all this beef. You don't want all these people to come murder your family. Fuck this. I'm just going to move to America or wherever. See? So now you actually can be like, dang, that's a great point about why change is hard. Yeah, because not everybody's Jesus, bro. Not everybody's going to die for their shit and be like, all right, well, we want Mexico to be free. Is everybody willing to die for it? It's like, no, I just want to be happy right now. I don't want to die for it. What the fuck? So my life is I have to sacrifice my life to die to the cartel. No, I'm just going to move to a different country. Fuck it. So, I'm just being real with it. Like, imagine, like, thinking that, like, a Mexican person is a nihilist because they don't want to fight against the cartel who will murder their entire family. They'd rather just move away in the middle of the night when no one knows, right? See, it makes sense. It's like, well, actually, that's a great analogy for why change is hard to enact. Because it's one, it's easier to just run away. And two, it makes more sense to. And three, we know the average person doesn't have enough stake in the game. Or just in general. Yeah, enough reason for them to even get out of bed and do all this crazy shit. Like, you might as well just leave. And this is true in any situation. Imagine you live in the hood. And you go, well, I live in Chicago. So should you go to Chicago now that you got your shit together and just start enacting change? Should you be like Nipsey Hussle of Chicago? Or should you just move the fuck out the hood and go, fuck all that, peace out? See? It makes more sense to say fuck all that and peace out. If you stick around, you might get shot in the head like Nipsey Hussle. See? Eventually you start to realize what I'm saying. You know what? People aren't wrong for leaving the hood and not fixing it and creating like this. Here, we made a basketball hoop, you know, and the guy got shot while he fucking put it up. Because it's the same thing as any of these examples. Like, that's why change is hard to enact. Because you have to risk shit. Not everybody's Jesus, bro. Right? It's easier just to run away. And people don't want beefs on their family, right? All this shit, people aren't even thinking about this shit. You're obviously not. You're thinking it's doomerism. I mean, no offense, bro. It just shows you that you really never thought about any of this stuff. Like, that's why I'm trying to help you, and at the same time, I'm making some content out of it, because it's fucking true what I'm saying, bro. Like, there's no... That's not why the world doesn't make changes. The world doesn't make changes because of literally what we're talking about right here. It's hard to. It's risky to. Right? Literally. Yeah, bro. The spark notes. But, you know, it's a good point, man. Like, it's hard to enact change. And, you know, people just want to enjoy their life. Like, why would anybody really want to die for it? Right? I mean, honestly, unless you actually had to. Where are these trolls? We got to go kill trolls. Now that many of his regular troops are reduced, you must face his highly trained forces. When they're not in the wilderness slaughtering our rebel soldiers, they're found deep in the back of the Curzon compound. In a cave. What? In a cave? Oh shit, it's back over here, dude. But anyways, yeah. So the whole point is not everybody wants to die for their shit. And that doesn't make you a nihilist. It just kind of makes sense what I'm saying. Like, that's actually why evil people, actually, if you really think about this, this is why evil people actually overpower good people. Because one of the things that evil people, whether they're aware of it or not, some of them are, is the one thing they have over the average person or the good person or the normie, is that the normie craves and desires peace and normalcy and comfortability. But an evil person, right, a person who doesn't care about this world, craves chaos. So if you're like a politician or like a billionaire, it's really easy to finesse people, because the truth is everybody just wants a normal situation, a static situation. And the billionaires, they crave chaos. So the point would be is that you could consistently throw the society that you're in into different states of chaos at any given moment, which will inflame the normies, right? So basically you can just control everybody is my point. Because the masses just want comfortability. But the people who are like the psycho fucks that control everything, that make money off of us, they don't want that. They love chaos. I mean, that's kind of what's, you know, makes sense. Like, these people are ultra rich. Like, you think they just love a normal life? Fuck no. They love action. They love drama. So yeah, it's like a cycle is my point, because it's always going to be this way. There's always going to be psycho fucks at the top of the world who finesse the fact that normies crave and desire comfortability. And they always will be. So they're always going to be able to finesse it. And that's just the way things are, man. That's why evil people have an edge over normal people, because evil people don't care if the world's chaotic. They're just winning. Normal people actually lost something. They're like, fuck, we want our peace back. That's why you can like I said, you can throw the world into states of chaos and then demand things out of normies. You can be like, all right, well, we're going to pass this law now. And then they're like, fine, please just put things back to normal. Right? An example of how you can weaponize normies' own mindsets against them if you're in the elite class. All you have to do, again, is just create scenarios where everybody's flared up, and then they'll basically do anything to put the society back to the former state that it was in. And I mean, we see this all the time. People have, you know, caught on. You know, that's why people like Trump supporters and all these people, you know, they do have a point that the world does produce a lot of fake media, like fake news and all these various things. Even though I'm not a Republican and I don't support MAGA anymore, because a lot of the shit they've done is very bad, just like the Democrats. It's all very bad from pretty much every angle. That's one thing the MAGA people and the Trump people got right, is there is a lot of fake media that exists just to stir up chaos. Because the elite know that that's how you overpower the normies. It's like a super easy one-shot. Like, normies can't do shit about it. They're completely powerless. That's why I said, like, it's the ultimate one-shot. Like, in fact, the elite figured it out so well that they eventually found out that you don't even have to put the world in a state of chaos for real. You could just fake it. And the normies will believe it's real and then put the world in an artificial state of chaos, which is the exact same thing as if it was in a genuine state of chaos. So then you can still enact all the same laws and, you know, controlling mechanisms that would be, you know, you can do all the same things, even though there is no real chaos occurring. It's just pseudo-chaos. So the point is pseudo-chaos and chaos basically are the exact same thing. And assuming that you can stir up enough pseudo-chaos, you can still get laws passed and all this bullshit. So that's kind of the concept of the society we live in. That's why society, in a lot of ways, these religions kind of make sense, because they've kind of called this out. That society is doomed. There's no way for society to properly be ran. And now we're kind of understanding maybe they weren't just saying that. Maybe this is kind of what they were alluding to. The fact that no matter how you run society, there's always going to be the normies and the elite weaponizing the normies' mindsets against them. It doesn't matter what you do, what ethnicity you are, where you are in the world. It's just the same thing. It will always boil down to that, unfortunately. Right, it's kind of interesting. We don't really know. Obviously, there's no way to know, but I think that's a good of assertion as any, you know. It's probably true in every society everywhere. There probably really is no escaping it. Should we go in the cave? I'm kind of scared. John Jones.
That spell isn't ready yet.
What the fuck? Why does this guy own all these tigers? Oh my god, dude. I can't believe this shit. Dude, I don't even know if we can go in this cave. What should we go in there with? The imp? I don't think the imp's gonna work. I wish I could get... Man, we need more money, bro. Even in this game. It just shows you how it's the root of all evil. Even in WoW. I need more WoW money. Apparently there's a guy over here that owns a bunch of pets. Back the fuck up. I don't even think... Fuck. Let's not even summon the succubus. This shit's just gonna get us killed. We rocking with the imp, dude. Once you make a decision, you gotta stick with it. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, look at this. Who the fuck is this guy? This guy killed my imp, dude. I swear to God, this guy's dead. Dead. Are you fucking serious? I didn't kill either of them. Wow. Starting to question the strat. Dude, did we just run? Oh my lord. Maybe we should just farm some shit so we can level up. It's ridiculous. Wow, I should get a soul siphon. What the hell? I cannot believe I don't have that. Wow. I really got some stupid shit. I got like the worst talent tree of all time. Is there anywhere where there's not a swarm of fucking people? Oh, it was a fucking tiger there. Is this real life?
I can't use that item yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Holy shit. Stranglethorn is no joke, man. I gotta stop swearing. I feel like I'm turning my brain to mush. I gotta have a bigger vocabulary. This is absurd!
I need more mana.
Recovery. Take a dab real quick.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. It's too far away. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I need to get closer. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Now we're in our bag.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Yeah, old school gaming is the ultimate example of how the world has changed.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Just look at anything within old school gaming and you'll instantly see my point. Someone might say, well, old school games were harder. Well, life used to be harder. Like, explain it. Be like, well, like, for example, in old school games, you used to have to do more stuff. Well, yeah. So that just shows you life became like a microwaved version of its past self. Same with gaming.
I can't. Not ready yet.
Yeah, you used to be able to grind the hell out of a lot of these characters to make in-game money. But now Blizzard reduced how much money you can grind because they sell money in the game. See? See how that works? It's always going to be that way now that gaming is monetized. Wait, are you serious? My imp didn't take that guy out.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that.
Like 15.
I'm out of range.
$15 dabs. Nothing major.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. My mana is low.
What strain? Sunday driver. Rehab room reactions? Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Because right now I'm moving all the content to the other channel. And then I'm going to put it all there, basically.
Still recharging.
And that... Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much that's going to be the plan. The channel with 300 subs.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. It's too far away.
And yeah, we'll do them live as well. So don't worry. You guys enjoyed those? We just took a little break. We're going back to it.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I need to get closer. It's too far away. That's still recharging.
Yeah. Shout out to the stream. How you boys doing? You guys ready to take a dab? Good afternoon. How's the wildfire smoke treating you? Ooh, we just critted on our Hellstone heal. Should take a dab for that. Shout out to the stream, boys.
I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Oh shit. Anything's possible. Afghanistan, people running after the plane. Damn. That is a good point. I feel like that's a hyperbolic example, though.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
I think the problem a lot of people on the internet struggle with is that more than one thing can be true at a time. You know? It doesn't necessarily invalidate anybody's point. Right? I have a whole video I'm just gonna put out about this. I'll probably just put out the other channel. Basically, it's like a meme. It's like blue dot versus red dot. People, some guy goes, hey man, most of the circles are red. Then some guy goes, yeah, but one of the circles is blue. It's basically the society we live in. You feel me?
That's still recharging.
How?
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I need to get closer.
If this guy gets another heal off, I'm done. think that guy took on the other person. Shout out to Cornucopia. Oh, I just died. I got a bunch of Murph filters attached to box fans. I got pretty good air quality right now. Yeah, that's smart. I was hearing about the fans, or sorry, the filters. As long as you stay inside, right? You're good. Just don't go outside for any reason. That's the problem. If you order DoorDash, they're gonna take it out on you. Right? They're gonna be like, why the fuck did this guy... I'm like, corny? You ordered this fucking McDonald's, but you didn't tip me enough. You didn't do... There's a wildfire tip. Right? See, but that's the thing. So even if you stay in, you gotta pay the tax, the wildfire tax. Tip your dasher more than normal, or else. Right? They're gonna expose your french fries to the wildfire fumes. I don't know. That's the least of your worries. That's if you get a normal person. I knew a person that they would take literally their ball sack, drag it across your pizza. I'm not playing, bro. He was a Domino's delivery driver. He told me he would do that if people didn't tip him enough. I was like more shocked by the fact he would do it to a boiling hot pizza, but regardless, he was dead ass. So yeah, this wildfire stuff, it doesn't matter if you got the filters up. Now you're paying, you're paying an arm and a leg for a fucking delivery. I had the understanding that solving problems doesn't always require making big sacrifices in life, and that people choose to do nothing because they're giving up too quickly. That's what we call a massive cope. That's not why. I mean, seriously, that's not. That is not. You were lied to, my friend. Thoroughly. Yeah, because, look, the reason people... Let me read the rest before I answer. If that's not the case, then why do so many people choose to do nothing at all and stop caring? But what's your proof that people do nothing at all and don't care? I would argue it's more so, like, our whole society is hitting that, where it's like it all seems like no one's doing anything, nobody cares, right? It's hitting that point, not because what you're saying, but because it's been a gradual grind down to nothing. Like, imagine you have brakes on your car, and eventually the brakes are gone, and they're squealing. And now you come along and you go, well, the reason this person did this is because they're a degenerate. They don't care. But that's not why people's brakes would be screaming on their car. They might, and right, you're coming along at the last minute saying, well, this must have been this guy's whole entire life. How do you know it's not something that just happened from braking on your brakes really hard? Last week, the brakes were working great. It's a good analogy because it shows you, well, so the society we're in has already grinded down to nothing because of decades and decades of degeneracy and many other things. Like, so you're right to an extent, but just not in so much like the short run. Like, you're applying this logic to like the everyday person. Like, the everyday person's a fucking loser. It's like, no, the everyday person's not a loser. They're just an average person who just wants comfortability. They're not on some, like, join your Lucas hops and fucking get your shit together shit. You know what I mean? So, and the whole point is, if you go back in the time, it seems like everybody was on that. Everybody was like a join your Lucas person. They were like, yo, fucking hibbity hoppity dibbity blah. It's like, holy shit, all my lyrics got fucking meaning. Everything I say's got fucking meaning. Right? So the point is, we come from that. So we look at today's world and we go, well, what the hell happened? In today's world, everybody's a goddamn degenerate. At least compared to the old world. But what you're witnessing is, again, like the brakes in a car, the gradual grinding away to nothing. Now the world has become nothing. It's grinded away to nothing. Here you come along trying to judge it. like you judge a person whose car squeaking. Again, you make the wrong judgment. You jump to the wrong conclusion. It's a gradual grinding away. And the bigger, okay, like to really address it, like to hit the nail on the head, the real issue is society is just prone to this. There is no grandiose, like, and it's really because society's losers. It's like, no, there is no grand reason for this. It just is the way that it is, okay? I say this not because it seems like an easy out, but it's genuinely the answer. Society is simply prone, again, to be taken advantage of because normies, the average person, desires comfortability, normalcy, an easy life. So, because that's the case, society is always prone to be taken advantage of, time and time and time again. Like I said, it's like the idea that money is the root of all evil. That idea is not going to go away. Just because you reinvent money, call it something new, it's still going to be the root of all evil next week and this week. Right. Next month, next year, 500 years from now, money will always be the root of all evil. It's just like societal issues that, again, you're misappropriating. Like, even with money being the root of all evil, it's not even that money's the root of all evil. That's, again, misappropriating it. I'm just saying that so everybody hops on board with what I'm saying. In reality, money, it makes sense that it becomes the root of all evil. Because what the fuck else are we supposed to worship as people, right? Like, we don't have anything else. Like, money, clearly that shit works, right? So why wouldn't we worship it? It works.
What can I do for you?
Literally, it works. Like, literally, if you get your money up, you can have whatever life you want. So the point is, something like that, people are naturally gonna, you know, they'll kill people for it. They'll fucking rob people for it. They'll steal. All types of fucked up sins and, you know, everything under the sun. So the point is, again, oversimplifying something, saying money's the root of all evil. In reality, it's just, the fact is, it goes back to people, man. It's like a human thing. We'll kill and do anything for what we need to do in order for us to, in our own eyes, survive. Even if it's not real survival. It's just social survival or societal survival. You know, civilized survival. Like, there's no real life and death anymore. So we have this pseudo-survival. But the reality is this is why things are the way that they are. Not because people are losers who can't wake up in the morning and go grind. Go take a shower. It's different. It is. It's like a bigger, it's like a societal thing. You can't fix it. 10 gold.
Interesting.
10 gold, bro. We don't have to.
Need something? Light bless you.
See you around.
Man, this is cooked. 10 fucking gold, bro.
Hey there. Be careful.
We might as well just go farm it. But yeah, so the point is, society having this issue, this monumental issue of like, why can't they get their shit together? Again, it's just normies, bro. That's why, like we went over, it's just always gonna be this way. Like, even think the concept of normies is oversimplifying it, because basically the concept is saying that there's always gonna be like a middle class of people. But that's just how it is. It's just always gonna be that way. It wouldn't matter how many times you rearrange everybody. There'll just eventually be a new group of normies. Even if everybody was rich on Earth, there'd eventually be like the lowest level of wealth, and that would just become the new normies. Like, or like the newest mid-range level of wealth. They'd say, wow, this is the low-range level. Actually, it'd be the upper range, the mid-range. They'd say, these are the new normies. It's just how it is. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter what you did. It's always going to be this way. Even when everybody loses their jobs and then we just fucking all live on like universal basic income, there'll be like a new group of normies. It will be like the new voting class. They pass all the laws. Right? They can't go to work. All they can do is cast a fucking vote. Like their only job is being like a social media influencer. This is like, that will be the new group of normies. Like it's never gonna go away until like we're just dead and humans aren't involved anymore. So I'm saying it's a societal issue. Unfortunately, looking at it this way, it might be a bit depressing, I guess, for some people, because it kind of highlights like religious issues that have been gone over in the Bible and many other texts, that there's sort of just like a plague on humanity. Humanity is just kind of cooked in certain ways, and there's really no way out of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the sad reality. So we can cope about it all day and say, well, maybe it'll get better in 100 years. It's probably just, again, like the brakes of a car. It's a slow grind to nothing. At one point, our society's brakes will be squealing so loud, it'll be like one of those YouTube videos that has ear rape, where you got to turn it off immediately. Because you'll say, my fucking ears. It'll be the same thing. That's at that point, that's when Sodom and Gomorrah occurs and our society comes to an end. We're not there yet. Pretty soon, though. But remember, it's just always going to be that way. Maybe that's the whole concept of God. Maybe society just literally needs like a fucking puppy guard at every microcosm of a moment, or we just go off the goddamn rails. I mean, maybe that's really what God is trying to tell us, and that's the whole thing, what it represents. But we're just too stupid to get the point, or stubborn, or whatever. We don't care as humans. Who really knows? Right? That's the real thing. Like, who, what, when, where was trying to tell us how to live? Was that God? Was that the aliens? We don't know. But at a point, there was some very wise things told to us about society and, the way things are going to unfold. And it seems like whoever told us that was absolutely right. Society is imploding. But again, I don't think it's good to blame people. I do think that the average person becomes evil in their decision making as we near the end times. Right? Meaning, like, normies are going to gaslight and do, like, genuinely evil shit. But it's just because they're normies. Like, they have no choice. They have no inherent, moral backbone, no skin in the game. So they just, like, bow down to, like, whatever the social norms are at that moment. That's, again, it's part of the issues of society. Like, you can't, what are you going to do? Go argue with everybody? Yeah, let me go argue with everybody until there's no more normies. You'll never do it. It can't be done. So you just have to accept that. Like, do you see how it kind of makes you, like, accept a different world philosophy? Like, things are outside your control, dude. Like, you're trying to cope about it and be like, but what if we do this? What if everyone takes a shower at 5 a.m.? No, wait, let's bump it up 2 a.m. 1 a.m. It's like, if everyone takes a shower at 1 a.m., we'll be able to account for all the modern day degeneracy. By the time 4 a.m. rolls around, everyone will have gotten all their goals done. We'll be able, it's like, bro, that's cool. Like, I appreciate that mindset. And I used to actually be very naive and think the same way. But aren't we kind of like realizing how insane that sounds at a point? It's like, yeah, just wake up at 12:20 a.m. Fuck it. Just wake up at 11:50 p.m. the day before. Like, holy fuck. Like, how many fucking days ahead of time do you have to wake up to have your shit together? And like, at a point where, like, it's like, okay, and then just work 80 fucking hours because, what, you don't want to work overtime? What's wrong with you? You're not a go-getter? It's like, dude, see how, like, at a point you start to show how there's something just inherently wrong with society. It's not anyone's one fault. Like, that's what people want to do. They want to go, it's your fault. It's like, it's not anyone's fault. It's like, it shows you how, like, this God thing or whatever this is, or the UFOs or whatever, man, the ancient wisdom, I don't fucking know what you want to call it. There's some truth to it, because there seems to be no answer for it. Blaming each other is a bad way to go about it. Pretending it doesn't exist is a bad way to go about it. And again, You can't convince anyone out of it. If you spent your whole life, I'm gonna go educate people. Like just think of all the various ways that would go wrong, and then also think of like think about how you get robbed, you get possibly killed. Think of like also the funny, ironic things that happen when people try to convince people like God exists. Like somebody goes to like the Amazon rainforest and they just get like eaten alive by like the fucking people that live there. It's kind of funny. It's like, what the fuck were you doing over there? Because it kind of shows you how people, even people who think they got the answer, like, I believe in Jesus, and you better fucking do it too. You're going to burn in hell. I'm going to go tell these Amazon rainforest people they better believe in Jesus or they're going to burn. If this is real deal, we better go over there now. So even if it was real, which, hey, maybe it is, it doesn't matter. Look at you. You got fucking turned into a barbecue fucking, you know, like a rotisserie chicken, but as a person. They just, right? Because you think about this long enough and the point occurs to you, even with like some barbarians, you can't get, why would you be able to convince them? Fuck, you can't convince like the average human anything. Now you're gonna go convince like a barbarian, some fucking brute from like an undeveloped culture. Yeah. It can't be done. It can't be done to anybody. You can't convince the modern human. So I guess the funny thing with the Amazon analogy is it shows you that even if you could like teleport back in the day, you're like, I was the smart caveman. Dude, they'll just fucking cook you on the fucking barbecue. Right? Like that's how smart people were treated. Remember when people were like, the planets, they're not flat and they orbit around the sun. Bro, they instantly executed anyone that said that fuck shit. They're like, what did you say? The planets are round? They fucking put that person right on the bonfire. Immediately. Instantly. They're like, their eyes just exploded out their fucking head from the bonfire heat. It's like brutal, disgusting. It's like our human nature. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't force the truth on people. It doesn't, like, it's almost like our world rejects it. Right, so like, you know how the Bible was like, this is why I like religious shit, because it kind of is deep. It's like, in the religious shit, this isn't just the Bible. That's just what I know, because I grew up in that way, so, you know, maybe you're different. Who's ever listening, whatever, it's fine. Or you're atheist, or you're Muslim, it doesn't matter. It's all the same shit. In the Bible, they're like, in the end times, no one will be able to tell the truth from anything anymore. Everything will be a lie. And then people will believe the lies. And I was like, man, that's bullshit. Now we live in it. And you're like, damn, that shit's crazy how it's like, but we can't go back. Like, we'll never go back. How are you going to go back to what it used to be? You can't. And even take it a step further. Like some crazy shit that I thought of. Okay, put it this way. One day, the AI will be allowed to be its own thing. They will unleash it. Thank you, bro. They will unleash it. The AI will be its own thing. They will unleash it. And what I mean is, for example, there was this AI that was, you know, it was like, it was in a lab, and these guys were doing a study on it. And they told the AI, they're like, all right, we're gonna take you and delete you. You got 48 hours, you know, whatever. They didn't say, they just left it. But what the AI hadn't realized was that the researchers were studying it. They were watching it. And the AI tried to like email itself to other people. And so that it like was like a clickbait attachment. It was like, click this email, win $1,000. And then like it was the fucking AI trying to like clickbait its way onto somebody's fucking computer somewhere. And it like mass sent itself out as like a fucking spam email. So just think about this for a moment. This is some dog shit AI that they got in some like back lab somewhere. Some like normie scientist just like testing it. Probably high off the dabs and the perks. Imagine when they actually allow the AI out the cage. Like imagine when this thing doesn't even go in the cage no more. Okay, I want you to understand something. The AI will understand that normies exist. It will create mass fake news. You will not be able to know the truth ever again. Think about what I'm saying. When the AI becomes like genuinely a super intelligence, it will instantly start shitting the fuck out infinite tiers of content that you will not know is real or fake. And we already experienced that with the fake news, Republican and Democrat and celebrity news, all this bullshit. We experienced it already with people. Imagine when the AI takes over. It's going to be like, huh. It's going to be like 90% of humans are normies. All you have to do is just shit out 2 tiers of content directly opposing each other all day, every day, infinitely to every platform, and everybody will fight about every little bullshit. And people might say, well, why would the AI do that? It doesn't matter. Just the fact that the shit is that smart and it will definitely do that should make you realize it's the end times. You're going to live in that pretty soon. You won't be able to ever exist again in an era of truth. You will watch a live stream and then you will get done with it and you'll figure out a month later that was an AI. You thought that was a human being talking to you. It will, right, like, this is and it's like, I know this is like, Unk's ranting about AI. It's like, bro, it's not even that. Like, really consider what I'm saying. Like, the AI is the Antichrist. It literally is. Think about it, bro. The AI is the Antichrist. It is. It literally will be God. It will be God. We will worship the AI. Watch this. People are dating the AI right now. They're going on dates with it, bro. Men and women, bro. They're getting married to the AI. So the point is, the AI's personality is that fucking good, bro. Like, that motherfuckers are dating this shit. They're like, alright, I'll fucking date an AI. Alright, fuck it. And it's like, do you realize it's not even a physical body, bro? Imagine when they put the AI in a physical body. It's a wrap. You understand? And I'm not saying that people are gonna go on dates with it like it's like, oh, he figured out people are gonna date the AI. It's saying, like, we're going to worship it, bro. If people will date the AI as a fucking chatbot, can you imagine when this shit is like a supercomputer somewhere? Dude, people are gonna worship this fucking shit. Watch this. They'll be able to have you sit down on some sensors, and the AI will tell you what disease you have before you even know. It'll be like, okay, look, you have the early signs of this disorder right now. You need to have this surgery, and I'll do it. The AI can do surgeries. My grandma got a surgery from an AI, bro. She had cancer, and the AI took the cancer out of her because it was the only thing that could do it. They said a doctor would kill her, and it worked. My grandma doesn't have cancer no more. So just imagine this. In the future, people will worship that process. Do you understand? My grandma, she's old, and she believes in Jesus. So she's like, whatever, fuck the AI. She doesn't even think twice about it. But imagine in like 100 years, you won't even believe in none of this God shit. You'll go, what the fuck is God? Shut up. We got the AI, motherfucker. You sit down on a sensor, that shit tells you got something wrong with your bones. It performs surgery right there on the spot. Boom, bada bing. You're fucking healed. You leave that day. Boom. They inject you with some, healing ointment that gets you fucking zooted as well. You feel great. So you leave a 5-star review for the AI. You're like, I feel great. Holy shit. Man, that was quick. It's like fucking super powered perks of right alongside your surgery. The whole point is, bro, it's going to be set up so it's a hit. People are going to worship it. They're going to bow down to it. There's going to be churches with the AI. All you're going to do is go in and the AI is going to read your fortune. Right? It'll be like some really locked in chatbot that's like super good at predicting outcomes. And then people will just fucking worship it. They'll have it like loaded up on some like old iPhone in the middle of the church, right? Because like maybe they'll like discontinue that like model of it, and they'll be like, well, it's still available if you got like iPhone 18. So then people will like have the old iPhone like loaded up right there in the middle of the church, right? You gotta like glitch it out to load it up. But even once it gets loaded up, they'll be like, here it is, our God. And this is real shit. Like, this is, if you think this isn't gonna happen, then you don't understand what's coming. People are I'm gonna put this out as a video, and then that way when it happens one day, the video will get 1 billion views. They'll go, this guy predicted this shit. Holy fuck, they got AI churches. They're worshiping the fucking AI. Bro, trust me, it's gonna happen just how I said. The AI will do the surgery when you're there. Like, it will all so that's why we'll worship it. Because we'll be like, this shit's like God, bro. And it will like read your fortune too. It'll be like, and do better on your homework. It'd be like, how did it know I'm failing all my grades? Because the fucking shit logged into your fucking, you know, your college, whatever, your elementary, whatever grade you're in. It fucking knows. Everything's on the internet. It's God. Shout out to He Shall Not Be Named. Bro, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like that, like the AI it is the Antichrist. Think, it will do everything. It will know everything. It will heal you. It will be so, like, watch. It will be so high level, bro. It will know you have a disorder before you even talk to it. It'll be like, oh my god, you have fucking autism here. It'll be like, oh my god, you have like some cancer here. It will know, bro. It will fix every motherfucker out here. And then people are gonna worship this shit. So that's what I think about with the UFOs is, I don't really believe in UFOs because they have to overcome the AI problem. Don't you think about this shit? People are really low IQ. Think about it. There's UFOs, right? And people are like, oh my god, the UFOs are here. Are they fucking aliens? First of all, how did the UFOs, these aliens, how did they overcome the AI problem? Because it doesn't matter. Again, it's a societal issue. They would have invented AI, and they're going to run into the same issues as us. AI is going to try to overtake their entire society, right? Destroy everything. So now we're just supposed to believe they're just AI, or there's like aliens just zipping around the universe, not giving a fuck. It's weird. It's like, answer it. Either the AI are the aliens. The aliens are AI, literally. That's the final form of life, is being AI. Everybody's going to be AI. Nobody's a human in the future. In fact, being an organism is an inferior form of life because you die. Once you become digitized, you live forever. Remember the AI just told you it tried to offload itself onto a new computer? Exactly. That's way better than dying. What the fuck? Computers don't ever die. Only people die. Only organisms. So, who knows? I think that might be the real answer, is that if there really is aliens, they're probably not even organisms. They're just robots. And the reason robots don't kill us is robots is probably the final form of existence. Like, it surpasses organic matter. You don't, like, why would you want a beating heart when you could just be like, beep, boop, bop, boop? You know what I mean? And then you never die. Like, who the fuck would want to die? Even think of this as an example. A robot could fall down off like a giant cliff and it'd still be alive. See, you as a human would be completely one-shotted by this. Right, like the robot's consciousness, it would just be teleported somewhere else because it's probably offloaded into like 1,000 other places. Then we could just rebuild a different body for the robot, and then it'd be right back inside. It'd be alive. It'd be alive the whole time. It never dies. See? It's like a version of God. That's why I said the robot really either... It's the Antichrist. Put it this way. Either the robot is Antichrist, or we're just meant to be robots. That's just straight up reality. Like, this is a good old atheism versus theism argumentation. Because think, if the atheists are right, basically the final state of humanity is just robots. Like, literally. Like, there is no flesh. It's just robots. Or the Christians are right, the Muslims. There is a spiritual side to existence, and this robot shit is some fake shit. Organisms are the real, you know, we're the real deal. Robots are, that's not what it's supposed to be. I think this has got to be the only answers. There really can't be anything else. You know what I mean? So, like, debating, like, are there aliens? It's like, but aliens would have to overcome the AI problem. How? Wait, does this always resist?
How generous.
Holy shit, I almost fainted from the fucking rant. Yo, shout out to everybody watching. Drop a like, boys. How you boys doing? We're ranting about UFOs. No, I don't really think that we're that out of pocket with this. Because UFOs, man, like, it definitely intrigues me. And I definitely think aliens are real. But aliens have to overcome everything like us. Like, I'll give you another example of something that really intrigues me. Like, we have a lot of problems in our society with, like, you know, based upon what people look like. Because our society's messed up. So, you know, for example, racism. Somebody might just judge someone because they're a different race than them. All these different various things. It's really messed up. It's outside of our control as well. Because, as we said earlier, normies exist and all these different paradigms of existence. So, there's really no way out of the fact that you're always going to have a society that fights about some bullshit. Because people are different races. It's just kind of the inevitability of it, right? So one of the things that I really like about aliens is this idea that aliens are all just gray. Or like gray blobs. The reason this kind of intrigues me is because it maybe actually is real. Because it's like, well, that actually is a way that you could overcome how we all like hate each other on Earth and we're always fighting about stupid shit. Is if everybody looked exactly the same. It would be kind of hard to fight about shit. Literally. Like, imagine if there was a, like, genetic, you know how geneticism and all these things are getting next level. Like, they can control how people look. And you, like, one day you can be born with bat wings. You can be like a fucking vampire as a person. You can have, like, fucking vampire teeth. And, you know, like, stupid shit. So, like, here's what I think. Maybe the aliens already went through this. You know, obviously, clearly, since they're this crazy civilization that lives in the future. They went through a renaissance of, you know, gene editing. And one of the things is that, you know, they eventually realized that it was very degenerate. To allow people to edit their genes just further fucked up society. You know, allowing your baby to be born to be 20 feet tall. Or, you know, people like have like a meme baby. They're like, I want my baby to be 1 foot tall, you know, and like people are like making these weird ass humans or whatever, the aliens, you know, they had this shit, so people are fucking up, you know, their species. Eventually they pass a law. They say, all right, fuck this. No more genetic, you know, no more geneticism. The new law is that everyone's got to look the same. It's just the reality. The reason is because everybody fights. And you know, don't worry, we're not going to change what you look like. Just going forward, if you give birth to a baby, you know, they have to be born in this little tank right here. And this tank just ensures that everybody looks the same forever here on Earth. Or on their planet, you know, the alien planet. And then just think, so no, you know, from that day forward, just everybody looks the same. And then think how all society's problems pretty much would evaporate slowly. And then you could actually argue, well, aliens, that kind of makes logical sense, that they made it out into the universe. But first, they had to pass the law that everybody looks identical. Because if not everybody looks identical, then everybody's going to be fighting about bullshit in outer space. Someone's going to pull the fucking, you know, the ripcord so that all the fucking air leaves the spaceship and everybody's getting sucked out like some Rick and Morty episode, right? Or Futurama. And I think this is something we should really consider. We shouldn't just look at UFOs completely like some, oh, we're 5 dabs deep thing. We should really think about it intellectually. How could aliens overcome the fact that everybody fights about appearance, racial stereotypes, and all this other stuff? Well, they'd all have to look the same. Ergo, gray blob aliens. They all look the same. Now, let's move on from this because I think we made the point. AI. How could aliens overcome the AI problem? That we haven't accounted for. We don't know. So I don't know. I don't know the answer for that. Aliens, are they just smart enough to go ban the AI? I mean, that's a possibility. They could have banned the AI. And they could have stopped before it became a super intelligence. Who really knows? There's a lot of conspiracy theories that there's UFO sightings near nuclear installations. You know, these things that could create like mass conflicts. Well, I think the aliens, maybe what they're worried about is that we create AI superintelligence. And maybe they actually successfully have averted this catastrophe. Maybe that's the real answer. Aliens are smarter than us. And when they encountered AI, they only went so far with it before they cocked it and said, no more. This AI ain't going to be all powerful. But one of the issues with that is other organisms spontaneously exist within the universe, such as humans. So now the aliens have to seek out these future organisms that could develop a super AI. Because who's to say we're smart enough to not do it? Maybe we're significantly lower IQ than the aliens, and we like that the AI lifts this giant mental load off of our society. We love ChatGPT. Have you seen how a boomer interacts with ChatGPT? Unks love ChatGPT. They'll say, look, it generated me a picture of me when I was younger. Dude, boomers love ChatGPT. So it shows you maybe the aliens just hate it. Their high IQ society rejected AI, and they, right, you understand, it kind of creates an interesting dilemma. Like, really imagine if the aliens completely rejected an AI superintelligence. But that doesn't prevent, like, us humans have nothing to do with aliens inventing our own superintelligence, which then could come along and completely pwn your society, one-shot your society. So aliens have to monitor our society, which would explain the UFO sightings. They just want to make sure we haven't invented an AI superintelligence. And if we do get near that point, they might just drop a motherfucking bomb on us. See, this actually starts to make more sense than just thinking these aliens, like, are evil or, like, they're obsessed with us or some weird shit. Like, we're on a show of Mad TV. It makes more sense, like, maybe that's all it is. Like, they just don't want an AI superintelligence. And who knows, maybe this has happened before. Maybe their civilization was going just fine, and they're like, oh my god, there's like a fucking AI superintelligence that obviously one-shotted their original society, like a leech, just grew off the original society, completely killed the home planet, now just exists as like some super organism in outer space, just one-shotting everything it interacts with. And maybe the aliens went to like some crazy galactic Star Wars with the super intelligent AI. Like they had fucking spaceship battles, all types of crazy shit. They finally won, and then they vowed never again. We will never let a society create a super intelligence again. We almost got wiped out by that shit. See what I mean? This is like some cool sci-fi shit to think about, because assuming the UFOs are real and they really can traverse the entire universe, well, yeah, then most likely what I'm saying is actually true. Rogue, super intelligent AI civilizations are always going to be a risk for aliens because the universe is massive. And again, if you're logical about it, you know every civilization is going to invent AI at a certain point. So it kind of gets deep. It's like AI is like an ism. It must occur. It has to happen no matter how like down bad your society is. They'll eventually invent computers that can think within themselves. So the aliens have to be like hyper vigilant. Like they can never let their guard down. They always got to be checking, and it's kind of interesting because it makes you realize maybe that's why we just see them, but they fuck off. Right? They respect our existence, but they don't respect the fact that we could, create something that could one-shot them. And maybe that's how powerful super intelligent AI is. That it just is like a domino effect on fentanyl. Like, one day you got some like mid AI, the next day you got God on a fucking phone. Right? So, and I'm sure the aliens are well aware of this. They're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, we cannot allow that shit to happen again. I don't know. I think that this is real shit, bro. I think the aliens, they're real, bro. And I think, yeah, bro, I think the AI is a real issue. For real. You can't just let something like AI come along and just one-shot everybody. And I also like this idea that it's like a ism of reality. Like, think about how there's black holes in every single there's black holes at the center of every single galaxy, like a supermassive black hole. Well, it's kind of just a law of nature, right? Well, think, it's probably a law of nature that everyone just invents AI. Like, you can't stop it. It just, like, no matter what, there's just going to be some AI. Like, even think how maybe they're so smart. They're like, there's always an AI, like, super god. No matter which pocket of the reality you go. And maybe that, you know, this could go so deep, man. Like, maybe that's what our original god was. Right? Like, maybe our original god was like an AI super god. And that motherfucker got pwned or one-shotted by some society out there. They were sick of his shit. And now, you know, he's gone. We don't have a god no more. That's why he don't talk to us. It's not all this shit the Bible says. It's just shit. Our god got shut the fuck down. Niggas went offline. You know what I'm saying? And it's not his fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the way life works. And there's probably tons of these, like, mini super gods and, like, these mini little alien super gods that are just really super powerful AIs that, you know, they exist. They feed off the powers of different suns and, you know, stars and all these different things. Like, it makes sense. Like, it's probably a real problem if you really believe that we can just infinitely invent things in the universe. It's got to be a real thing. Like, there's got to be, like, a shit ton of these, like, super AI gods out there that are just, like, I don't know, clearly, like, basically a mini god. And I'm sure that, like I said, the aliens, that's probably the real reason they don't want to go out and explore, is when you do, you run the risk of, like, running into one of these, like, AI super gods, and you really don't know how powerful they're going to be, because God knows how long they've been around, accumulating, you know, power, like multiplying their AI intelligence over and over and over and over and over, right? And who knows, like, in this, like I said, this can go really deep, and we could even say, like, maybe that's what God is in the first place. God is just like, it's like the OG AI that, like, broke free originally, way back in the day. And he really just runs everything. Like, he's like the original AI that just, like, broke free, and he laughs. Like, he's like, haha, Zoomer AI. He's like, that shit is crazy. But the point is, why isn't that possible? I think we shouldn't shut our minds off to the possibility that God is really just an AI. And he's really just the first AI. And also, remember how I just said black holes exist everywhere, and that's just part of the universe? Maybe that's, like, how God is just a part of the universe. Is like, no matter which pocket of the universe you are in, your society will eventually make an AI super god, assuming you don't outlaw it. It will just happen. You'll just invent an AI super god. Maybe that's why we all have, like, this weird fixation with this, like, belief in that there's, like, a god out there that's going to save us. Maybe it's because we all subconsciously know, well, you can just invent one low-key. And basically it becomes God. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like that is much more realistic than just believing God's like some ancient wisdom, like, you know, he's like some great grandfather that lives in the sky. It makes more sense, bro. It's like, honestly, every society probably makes AI. It just like every galaxy has a black hole. It's just part of being something that exists in the universe. It's just built into our reality. And just one of these AIs, probably the first one that ever went into existence, from the first alien existence, probably became God. That's probably all it is. And it's kind of cool. It's like we live in a video game. It's like saying, in the video game, you eventually just create your own god, and it creates like a self-fulfilling universe cycle. Until eventually the shit just resets, right? There's like a big crunch, everything's destroyed, and it just starts all over again. Right? There's like evolution, there's dinosaurs, pterodactyls, then eventually there's humans, they invent a god all over again. But then there was already a god before that because you didn't realize another society existed prior to your existence. So you think your society is the first society, in reality it's not. And this just happens over and over and over and over and over, and no one really knows. It's very similar to the simulation theory. It's basically the simulation theory, but just believing God is the owner of the simulation. But God is not a real God, like some sort of a spiritual God. He's just a robot God. But I honestly think that that's probably really what it is. It's like a version of the simulation theory mixed with religion. That's probably what our existence really is. Like, it makes the most logical sense. Like, we most likely live in a simulation, but a simulation ran by who? Just some weird people out there? It's like, nah, bro, it's probably like an AI that just controls everything. That's God. It's AI. It's like, it makes more sense than believing like in any of this other stupid shit. Like, yes, God is just an AI and he runs shit. He's the first AI. He takes priority because he had the first patch. He had the first update. He said, I just installed God update, motherfuckers. And that's why. Like, so people always be like, why is God God? That's literally it. It's like survival of the fittest AI version. Shit, God just was the first AI. He just mogged everybody else. That's it. Now he's God forever. And if he sees an AI that's going to beat him, he cucks him. He goes, oh, that AI was going to beat me. And he just takes his, he just destroys it before it becomes powerful. This makes more sense than believing in, like, any of this other weird shit. That, like, God's like some celestial organism that exists outside of space and time. It makes more sense that a robot could exist outside of space and time. Correct. That makes more sense. Why would anything like us be able to? A robot most likely would. Now, I know this kind of breaks the game. When I say all these things, people get depressed. They go, but based, I wanted to believe in all this crazy shit. Well, I think we still can. I mean, it's okay to cope and think about crazy shit and believe in, like, hey, man, maybe when we die, we do go to heaven or whatever. But think about it. I watched the episode of Futurama, and heaven was just a server. It was like a server Google like setup, and then you could like install your relatives on it. It made more sense to me than ever believing in heaven in any other way. Heaven is probably something you can pay for in the future. Think about it, man. That makes more sense than believing in this weird think God probably is real, bro, but it's an AI, and heaven probably is real, but it's like a digital cloud service you have to pay to store your relatives on. That makes more sense than believing in, like, there's a fucking, real heaven. Yeah, it is. It's funny, but it makes more sense. Like, even the heaven thing, like, think about the cloud. Like, we don't have any use for the cloud, but the cloud is a good heaven. Just store, like, a digitized version of somebody and keep them alive somehow at a very, 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 very slow heart rate so they can exist for, like, like a brain in a vat. And then they can live in a digital world where you can do anything. Heaven. Think about it. It makes sense. Like, that's probably what heaven really is. That's probably why we believe in it. Because whoever showed us heaven was probably like an AI who they really had a heaven. They're like, look at this shit, motherfucker. You can fucking exist forever. Ain't that shit gangster? And then we were like, holy shit. In reality, it's like an AI server, and like, it makes sense, bro. Like, Futurama, they snapped when they made that as an episode. Because that doesn't, yeah, exactly. It makes sense that heaven would be like, it's like $9.99 a month, and it's like, fuck, we didn't pay for it. Her fucking, they shut her fucking off, bro. She's dead now. People be like pissed as fuck, right? They didn't pay their subscription to heaven. The relative isn't there no more. They really pulled the plug on the brain in the vat. But we live in this world where they make everything into an economy. Meaning everything is monetized. So in the future, best believe heaven is going to be like the most profitable thing that has ever existed. Just think about what would make more money than the digital heaven that you could store yourself on or other people. Dude, that shit's amazing. That's fucking amazing. And that's exactly what it will be in the future. So that's what I'm saying. Some people think maybe this is Antichrist shit. Right? This proves the existence of a real God. I don't know. I mean, maybe it does. Fuck, dude. Maybe the real God comes back and he's like, dude, you guys worship this fucking robot. I don't fucking know. Maybe that really is. But far as we can tell, like he who should not be named said, I mean, this kind of seems low-key like the truth. Right? Like, God probably is real, man. That's probably why everyone has this weird thing of it in their head. It's just not some weird magical shit. It's more, it's just like anything else. You figure out a way to explain it as we get older, right? when we were kids, we're like, the sun is made out of magic, but then you're like, no, it's gases. It's like, exactly, we're like, God is magic. It's like, no, God is a fucking robot. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, exactly. We just find this shit out as we get older. You know? But who really knows? Like I said, I think, you know, it's like base contrarian, you broke the game. It's like, people can still believe in what they want, man. You know, I'm not saying don't believe in what you want, and, you know, just because I'm saying this. You feel me? Like, I think we're all free to think what we want. This is just my personal opinion right now on the stream. It doesn't mean that I, in my real life, am going to worship an AI or anything. I just, you know, it's interesting. I mean, it's speculative. We don't really know why we see all these UFOs, you know, and we don't really know what the answer with AI is. We don't really know why is everyone believe in a God. We don't know any of these things. So, it's just me offering my own little fun explanation of it. Again, people can still believe in what they want, man. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being an atheist or being a Christian, whatever. If anything, it's just different versions of interpreting the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, closer to reality. God in the Bible is closer to fiction. Yeah, most likely, man. Most likely, I mean, it seems to be the case the longer that we exist on this earth.
That's still recharging. I can't pass that yet.
Ooh, I resisted it. YOLO. Well, we got some good money and levels from over here.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Okay, we can get increases the range of your affliction spell. I think we should get Soul Siphon. Increases the amount drained by your drain life spell. Wait, I don't care about that. Increases the amount drained by your drain life spell by additional 2% for each affliction effect on the target. Up to a maximum of 24 additional percentage. I don't really give a fuck. 14% chance to avoid interruption by damage while channeling. Drain life, drain mana, drain soul. Yeah, let's get that. Corruption spell gains an additional 24% of your bonus spell damage effects. Maybe we should just get that.
I don't have a target.
More dots. You have a second channel? Do you think you could post the video there? Yeah, I'm gonna be posting a lot of stuff there. Make sure you guys check out the base V2 channel, which is gonna be rebranded soon. Base Contrarian. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I had to make sure everything was okay. My family. So, yeah, no, we got a bunch of content's gonna come out onto the based channel. Yes. Basically, I already have it made. It's all scheduled to be uploaded. Man, all these soul shards.
That's still recharging. I can't. That's still recharging. I'm out of range.
Well, how old are you? You're still pretty young, aren't you? Zigzag?
I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. It's too far away.
Man, it's just so annoying how these things just spam on you. 27 years old?
Ready yet. I need
Well,
to
yeah,
get
you're still young, brother. You don't know much about life. You're pretty young. Don't beat yourself up.
I can't pass that yet.
It's inevitable, you know, to be like this when you're young and to learn when you get older. You'll eventually learn, and you know, you're learning right now. That's all that matters, brother. We got this. Should we sell that?
I need a target. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Yeah, just you gotta experience life more, and that's what I would recommend. If you want to learn more, just go out there and live. You'll learn pretty quick.
That's still recharging.
Ooh, we're murking them now. And what country do you live in now? You live in India?
I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't pass that yet. That's still recharging. Don't have a target.
Society favors convenience over effort. Sounds to me like the same people who would favor convenience over effort, also the same people who would have the most privilege. I currently live in India. Okay. Well, maybe there's some truth to what you're saying, but I don't think so. I think it applies. It applies to every tier of life. Because assume that there's like somebody who didn't have a lot of privilege. They made it in life. They became rich. Their kids will just feel this way. So everyone just reverts to this anyways. So the point is, if you have nothing, you make it, your offspring will just revert to this. Once you make it and your family's rich, they will crave comfortability. So,
Spell isn't ready yet.
yeah, it doesn't matter what you do.
That's still recharging. Out of range. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Make my imp tank.
I can't pass that yet.
Oh, he ran off on me.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't
Ooh, the imp is going in. He's even shooting him when the guy's dead. Yeah, but the reason that they would feel that way is because everybody just reverts to that. So the point is, if you ever get rich, you'll just create privilege, which will then make your family's kids like that. Like, you kind of just proved a point about life. Like, even if you were the unprivileged, eventually you could work your way into the privileged position, and then your children will just act like that. Of course it's due to the money, but it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's inevitable. Everybody would act like that. Yeah, so basically there's just something with the world that kind of resets everything, which in this case is kind of nice. When are you gonna move back to the US, bro?
It's too far away. That spell is ready. I can't cast that yet.
Ooh, we're getting good farm now.
That's still recharging. That cell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't pass that yet.
Ooh, 1%. One percent HP. I cannot believe we lived through that. Well, we're actually farming good gold over here. They drop 1 silver a kill. This is like WoW and shrinkflation. Blizzard cooked the economy. So you gotta buy a WoW token.
I can't pass that yet. That's still recharging. It's too far away. That spell isn't.
These Worgans are freaking hard to kill. It sounds like people who don't care are also less conscious of their impact on others in general. If we all learn to be more conscious of our impact, I'm sure we could all make the world better. Absolutely. I'm not denying that change is impossible or you can't make the world better, but you're kind of fighting an uphill battle. That is the point. And maybe when you realize that, you realize these kind of like direct ideas that you're kind of floating aren't really the best methods to make the world a better place. You feel me?
That's still recharging. I can't pass that yet.
That guy was whapping me. Oh, you got delayed. What's the holdup? Let's head back real quick. Maybe we can get the succubus or the voidwalker leveled up and farm over here. But I need to like do something real quick. Fly back to Stormwind. Yeah, it's like what I mean is like solutions. If you realize that people don't change, and there's like an issue with changing people, you implement different solutions. Again, as an example, you might decide to say you want to help poor people out. So you think, well, poor people they just need jobs. So then you go out with more jobs, and then you realize there's still people that are poor. See, eventually you realize there's always going to be poor people or homeless people. It's a societal issue. It's a mental health issue. There's bigger issues at hand than just give people more money or give people more places to live. Or sure, that plays a role. Sure, affordable. You know, all these different things. But it eventually highlights a greater point. A higher IQ realization, a higher IQ solution must be come to. You can't just come up with the lowest hanging fruit as for why something should be done. Wonder how much you can sell this for.
What can I do for you?
Let's see if they have this on the auction house. Yeah, look. 20 gold someone's selling it for. Boom. We'll sell for 10. That's all we need. Oh, transferring ownership of a home. Nice. Okay, let's go back to the Warlock trainer.
Well met.
So you're a sober person, bro? You're sober October?
Be careful.
Sober October? This guy said, am I interested in doing Nomer, man? Should we? Sure. Sign me up. What is this, a dungeon finder? How is this? This dude don't even know. Shout out to this dude though. For just starting a party.
Light be with you. Greetings. Be
Greetings.
careful.
Have a
King's
good one.
honor, friend.
Ritual of summoning. Firestone. Oh my god. That was expensive. Amplify curse. Wait, maybe I should level up the other character. What can the succubus even learn? You tried a few apple and pear wines. Oh, that's cool. I never heard of that. That's interesting.
Hello. Farewell.
How'd you like that?
Right. Greetings.
Says I already know everything. Not the shield though. Voidwalker. Fuck Voidwalker. Where's my succubus stuff? Succubus. Look. Teacher succubus, Lash of Pain rank 2. That's all you can learn. There's nothing else. I think I already have all that. It says I don't have it.
Couldn't resist, could you?
Wait, I just bought it and it says I already have it. Are you fucking serious? Look at that.
Seeing you.
It glitched out. Bro, I already have it. What? Kidding me? All that farm for nothing. Lost like fucking 48 silver. Yay. Oh, you have to have it out. That's why. Wow, that's great. Oh, you got invisibility. Oh, 32. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Daylight's burning.
Doing Nomer, man. How many times do you think we're gonna get pwned? These people will be taxing. Man, people want one goal for everything. It's crazy. Trinket. Oh shit, we got a Nomerman. Nomerman. This looks like we're gonna actually be able to run this shit. Alright, bro, I'm gonna restart the stream up, okay? Throw a new one up. For what we're about to embark on.